Most people think David almost lost God's favor when he sinned with Bathsheba. But that wasn't the closest moment. The closest moment came earlier, before the throne, before the crown, when David was still a fugitive hiding in caves. At that time, David wasn't ruling a nation. He was running for his life. Saul, the king of Israel, was hunting him, an entire army chasing one man. Not because David had rebelled, but because God's favor had quietly shifted. Night after night, David slept in darkness. Caves became his shelter. Silence became his companion. And waiting became his obedience. Then one night, everything changed. Not on a battlefield, not before witnesses, but in a cave, where no one would ever know. Saul entered the cave to rest, unaware that David and his men were hidden in the shadows. The enemy was suddenly vulnerable. The danger lay exposed. David's men leaned in and whispered, "This is the day the Lord spoke of. God has delivered your enemy into your hands." One move, one strike, one moment could end the chase forever. This was the shortcut to destiny. David crept forward, slowly, quietly, a knife in his hand, the future within reach. He raised the blade, and then something happened that no one expected. His heart struck him first. Not Saul, not the enemy, not the obstacle, his own heart. Not because Saul was innocent, not because Saul deserved mercy, but because David realized something terrifying. Killing Saul would give him the throne, but it would cost him God's pleasure. In that moment, David understood a truth few people ever talk about. God's favor is not proven by what you can do. It is proven by what you refuse to do when no one is watching. David could have justified it. Saul was wicked. Saul was unjust. Saul was already rejected by God. But David knew something deeper. He knew that reaching destiny the wrong way could make him king and still leave him empty. So instead of striking Saul, David lowered the blade. He knelt down. He knelt down and cut a piece of Saul's robe. A small action, but a massive decision. It was a silent protest against his own ambition. A declaration that said, "I will not take what God has not told me to take." When Saul later walked out of that cave alive, he had no idea how close he had come to death. And when David walked out of that cave, he had no crown, no throne, no victory speech, but he still had something far greater, the presence of God. David didn't lose the kingdom in that cave. He almost lost something more valuable than a throne, because crowns can be replaced, titles can be given, but God's presence, once lost, is not easily regained. God is not looking for people who reach destiny fast. He is looking for people who reach it clean, people who choose obedience over opportunity, restraint over revenge, presence over promotion. And that is why David remained chosen, not because he was perfect, but because when it mattered most, he chose God's heart over his own ambition. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs this reminder, and subscribe for more stories that reveal God's truth in ways we don't often hear. Stay faithful, stay chosen,